I've got another guest with me now who's also here at Teach Camp Wales at Kefenley, the annual conference for Christian education, Elaine Slade. Now, we're going to talk to you about your other reason for being here later, but I believe you're a children's author.
Yeah, I am. I was a teacher originally, and then I fulfilled a childhood dream to become a children's author. So, yes.
Yeah, writing a book. I've got a couple of books, and there is something very emotional when you get to the end and you're ready to hit that publish button. Grammatical errors notwithstanding, it's a real delight, isn't it? And it's even more like I saw one of my books in someone's hands in Montana in the USA, and I cry a lot, but I cried at that as well. And so, how did you get into writing?
So I had, well, as I say, it was a childhood dream, but I had a friend who set up a publishing house, and my husband once said to him, "Oh, Elaine always wanted to write books," and so he said, "Well, come along with some ideas, and we'll have a look and see." Well, my passion is to raise children's self-esteem and to help them to equip them to face life really positively and confidently. So life doesn't do it to them, but they can attack life. And so I was sitting one day in our living room, and we have our two dogs. The two dogs are called Charlie and Jasper. One of the dogs is very clean, tidy, does as he's told, very predictable. The other one is scruffy, dirty, doesn't do as he's told. And I heard him getting told off, and I thought, I wonder if Charlie ever wants to be like Jasper. And that reminded me of children in school who were desperate to be like their brother or sister or their friend. And I really wanted to produce books that put a message out there. No, everybody has something special and unique. And so through the characters in the book, it helps children to learn that, you know, all these themes, that they are special. They can face things that they're scared of. They don't have to fit in to make friends, etc., etc. All these positive messages for children.
It is so important to empower children. I always think of the idea of if you give someone a fish, you can feed them for a day. Give them a fishing rod, you can feed them for a life. If you teach them how to use a fishing rod, hey, even better. But so often we do things and we get into this, we'll be in a rush and we'll do it for our child because, you know, they need to know how to do it properly and it's important. But actually, if we teach the child by empowering them, all of a sudden, as I'm finding with my own children, they can do what we can do, but they can do it so much better as well.
Well, these books, actually, probably from my teacher background, they've got resources in the back. They've got questions that parents can ask during the story. They've got resources, activities, ideas. They've also got things that you can photocopy and do with the children. And so it's a bit like you were saying, it's empowering the adults as well to be able to support the children, to explore these themes, not just to read a book once, but to think about it, and for the child to come back and say, "Oh, but what about this or what about that?" And it's that's my aim and vision, really.
Okay, so is this like are these like standalone books, or is this sort of have you got a series where it's sort of one connects to the other? What sort of format?
So I have two series. The first series is a picture story book. They can be read alone, but also they do relate. One, you know, there are things mentioned in each story which say relate back to something in a previous story, and particularly with the sixth one in the series, that almost sort of pulls it all together and pulls together the lessons that Charlie has learned, to say, yes, you can do it. You did this, you did this, you did this, you did this, and it just affirms him. So yeah, that's the thing. One of them is about bereavement, and it's particularly for children who have been through a loss of a person or a pet. I had it verified by professionals, but it's really to support parents in that very difficult concept of death, either when a child has lost somebody, or to prepare children for death, or to introduce the concept of death. And that one has been really popular because it's honest but sensitive, and yeah, it's a real tool. Hospices and schools and churches have all taken it on board.
And it is important. The whole thing of writing a book. I know when I first went to write a book, I thought I can't do this. How can I possibly pull all this together? And anybody would actually ever want to buy it? Is it any relevance to anybody? And it is like your little baby, isn't it? Because you finally get there. So how do you feel now seeing your books in the hands of others? This is sort of, I suppose, the obvious question to ask as a journalist, in one sense. Now, how do you? What are the feelings when you're thinking, I made this and someone's got it?
I have a real buzz when I finish my books. I just feel a completeness, an achievement, but not only that, just inside, I feel a real achievement. Yeah.
It's a good feeling. So, how many books have you actually got available?
So I've got the series of 6 picture books. Then I've also started a series of chapter books, read alone books, which are real fun, with different font and all that sort of thing. They're just about Charlie Farley, not about the 2 dogs, but he has magical adventures in these ones. And exactly the same. It's promoting positive thinking for children. So I've got 8 books published, and I've got another 2 on the way for the chapter books.
Brilliant. Right. So people can find you, because we're coming towards the end of this hour. Have you got a website where people can buy it, or is it on Amazon? How do people get hold of your books?
Okay. Yep, I have a website which is www.elainesladebooks.com. So it's all one word, elainesladebooks.com. And on there you can find deals, I can sell them to you. It's a really good way of getting the books. And also it's a whole website, so you can see photos and videos of the real dogs, as well as the background to some of the things that I've written.
Fabulous. And thank you, Elaine, for coming to talk to me and sharing that. Hopefully later, Operation Mobilisation, we'll get a chat about that maybe after 5 o'clock. Because I've got, of course, don't forget people, I've got my interview with Dr. Richard Scott, GP, coming up after 4 o'clock. But I'm here from 3 till 6 today to tomorrow, as normal, doing the show live from Kefenley from the Teach Camp Annual Conference, which is fantastic. Elaine, thank you so much.